So today we're going to be diving in some of the best settings that you guys should be using on controller for whether you're using PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. Now these settings that I'm showing you here are directly on the PlayStation 5, so some of these settings might change when you hop over to PC. So the first setting we're going to be talking about is gameplay. We'll go through all the gameplay settings, then we'll hit UI, audio, controls, graphics, and so on. So as we head through here, the first thing you guys definitely want to make sure that you guys have on, if you don't know already, is this right here where it says show damage numbers. You can have this on or off. Now, you also, if you've been playing the game a while, you might not need to have this hints on anymore. It will drive you crazy to re-see all the hints in the game, when in reality you don't. But if you're new to the player, having this on can definitely be beneficial to you. Now, if you go down here to where it says show connectivity info, you want to have this on, because if we back up and you look right here where it says social, you see how it says US East, and if we look at it, it has like this little light blue icon. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red, and if you see that, you know that you might be on a bad server. So what you can do a lot of times, if you are in a bad server, you'll be able to tab over on this screen right here and just hit find new server. But since I am on my home server, US East, we're right where we need to be. If we keep going down, you'll see that all the other settings on here, I really don't mess with too much. Now, I do have exit photo mode when taking damage off, but most likely this is something you should have on. Say you're taking a photo, some enemies come up behind you, you might not want to die, especially if you're playing on your hardcore character. Now, I always have GPS line on, and then this is where it gets interesting, especially if you're on console. Additional field of vision. Now, you can do this on PC too, but you might need to tweak this a little bit. But if you go additional field of vision, I always keep mine at 25. If I show you real quick, we're gonna turn it off so just so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like without it, right? You see how slow my character actually looks? You see how much we can actually see from left to right? Well, I like it all the way maxed out. So we'll go down to gameplay. We will go all the way down to where it's at right here. We're gonna max it out, boom, boom. So now we have 25. Character already looks like he moves faster. It's just because of the field of vision, you're not really moving faster, but it makes it look like you're moving faster. And if you look, we can see more to our left, more to our right. And that's what I like at least. So remember, that's personal preference. It's really up to you, but I personally like having that on 25, 25. And then after that, everything else, that's really up to you. Nothing else you need here. We go down to the UI. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me about the floating text, right? The damage numbers, how to get the damage numbers to pop up floating next to the characters. So what you want to do is you want to make sure this is on classic. Floating is what you want to switch to. Most likely you're on random spear. Put floating, and that's all you have to do. I run classic, floating, and if you want to 2D, but if you want the floating where it floats next to their name, that's all you have to do to have that hitbox pop up. So you'll see the numbers floating next to the enemy, right? If you guys do the raid a lot and you guys want to see the raid time on the top left, this is where you guys can turn this on and off. Now, if we head over to audio, this is really up to you. Those settings are going to be personal to like how you play, whether you're playing on a headset or not. So there's no real reason for us to dive into that. Controllers is where things get interesting. So we have parkour mode during gameplay. I have mine off. So let me show you what it looks like on real quick. So if you have it on, take a look at this. If I'm running, it's going to automatically parkour over everything, which could be a pain if you're in the middle of a fight, you're running up to an object and you just parkour over it. So what I like doing is making sure it's off. You can try playing with it and seeing if you enjoy it, but yeah, it's definitely tough. So I rather where if I don't hit X or circle, if I don't hit circle, it's not gonna parkour over. So if I hit it, it will. But look, I can run right into it now. And before I couldn't do that. So I like that because it doesn't make me mistake. It doesn't make me accidentally hop over the object in front of me and let the enemies get me. Now, parkour mode during auto run. Now, I do have this if I am auto running to parkour mode, and we'll see right here. Like, so if I double tap and I'm auto running right now, this is with me not having to hold my joystick, it will parkour. And that's the only time that I do that. That's like if I'm like eating something and I only have one hand on the joystick and I wanted to just be able to run and jump over things. That is why I have that on. Camera sensitivity, I always have that on 10. You could definitely adjust this based on how big a screen you use. I currently use a 27-inch monitor. But if you use a bigger screen, you might need to like adjust this, because bigger screens, the sensitivity might need to be big or slower. Really test this out for yourself. But camera sensitivity, aim sensitivity, I have both of those on 10. Now scope sensitivity, I have 5. So if you look halfway down, you can push this all the way up to 20, but I recommend just playing with it. So I'm running 10, 10, 5, and that's how I typically play this game. And you can definitely change this however you want. Controller vibration, I always have mine off. So I just feel like you can really take control of your controller by having it off. You don't have that vibration really messing with you. I used to leave controller vibration on all the time just for, but since this game doesn't even have the haptic feedback from the PlayStation 5, hey, I just leave it off. Button layout is default, and then this is just 2, 2. The dead zone stick for right and left, you guys should just really like play with that. Test it out. So if you have any stick drift, this is where you guys will take care of it. We go down, this is all default. Invert y-axis, invert x-axis, no. Toggle to sprint, yes. So I definitely like this where I toggle between needing to either hold down the sprint or needing to tap it. So I like it where I have to hold down the button. So like when I'm running, I have to hold it down. Now if you just tap it, then you could just tap it and it'll automatically sprint. But I like where you hold it down. So you tap it once and you can sprint. Sorry, you don't have to hold it down. You just, as soon as you sprint, you tap it once and you move forward. That's how I like it. So some of them have it where you have to hold it down the whole time, which I don't really like. So 2 different little settings you guys can use. I recommend testing those out, but it's definitely something that I recommend will help you play better depending. Now 180 sprint turn, I actually have this one on. I think you guys can know the distance. Just put it on, turn it off, and test it out yourself. Auto look center, that's off. Enable auto run. So if I double tap the left joystick, it will auto run. And I like this. So like if you're, this is the one that I was showing you. Like if I'm across the map, right? So like if I double tap it, it's gonna be like a slow jog. If I tap it one more time, oh sorry. So if you tap it the 3rd time, it will sprint, right? So the jog, double tap jogs, and then if you hit it real quick one more time, it sprints. And that I do not have to hold the left joystick anymore. Right now, like I'm just controlling everything with my right joystick, and you don't even have to. It'll still run straight. Like if you don't touch it, just leave it alone, it will. So I recommend, that's actually a really cool feature that a lot of people don't take advantage of. So movement can exit cover. I actually have this on. So that means like when I'm in cover, right? When I'm in cover, if I tap my left joystick back, it will take me out of cover, right? Like if I tap it back, it will take me out of cover. Now, if you don't have that on, you'll just stay in cover until you tap X again. So you literally have to tap X to go into cover and then X to get out of cover. So another really cool controller setting that you should probably put on and leave that on yes, right? Now, cover move around corner with press a button. Now, I keep this on no. And the reason why is if I didn't have it, I would have to push a button to come around this corner. But here I just like use my joystick and I automatically go around. Now you wouldn't be able to do this if you had that on yes, right? So that's why you want to keep that on no right there, because you wouldn't be able to just come around. Every time you come around, you have to hit a button. So just quick little tips right here that can definitely improve your gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of you guys might like different settings, but these are the settings that I use that I found make the game a little bit more easy to use, right? So let's keep moving. Move around the corner speed. I keep mine on fast. You can have slow or fast. Aim assist, turn aim assist on and off. I leave it at default on. Recommendation, just leave it on. It'll help you out. Grenade aim assist, just leave it on. Don't even worry. Hold to aim. I think this is the best way. A lot of people like where you could just click it, right? It's a toggle. I personally like holding the left joystick in, right? And then shooting. Some people just like tapping it once and it'll leave you locked in this whole time. And then you tap it again to get out of it. I personally like holding it so I can go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out as much as I want. So that's really just up to you on the settings you want to. Cancel skill when aiming. This is great. So for that, if I was going to throw a skill like this, it's about to go out, right? Well, if I aim in, it will automatically cancel that skill. So if I'm about to throw it and I aim in, automatically goes to aiming in. It cancels the skill. Super easy to use. And then enter cover on long press. I just have no. All you have to do is hit it once and you go into cover. Now for graphics, I am running a 4K HDR monitor. These are the settings I use. 10 for brightness, 10 for sharpening, 20 for contrast. Neutral lighting I keep off. Then we have HDR 10, and then we have 500 and 400. So those are the settings I use on my 4K LG monitor. Accessibility is the next settings that you guys want to adjust. This is really up to you, but I recommend, if you guys want to be able to use your on-screen keyboard, having this on, and all you have to do is tap the down button to send text messages to your group. So this is actually pretty cool to use. Really everything else is up to you, but those are the main settings that I currently use. If you guys want to know some more settings, any tips, any tricks, any other type of videos that kind of go with the whole settings, let me know in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll try to put out a video specifically for that topic. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, but I will see you guys in the next Division 2 video. But until then, nothing but skills is out.